This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Get loose. Give it up. Give it up.
Hello and welcome to Scope for Improvement, a show that's going to help you change your ideas on living spaces and lifestyles. We all have dreams sometimes that don't turn into reality. So if you don't know what to do with your space, give us a call. We'll come with our team of experts, give your space a makeover, and that too completely free of cost. Let's take a look at what's coming up in today's show. First, a look at how we transform a utility room into a little boy's bedroom cum playroom. Look out for some cost-effective modular designs you can use for your children's rooms too. And finally, it may look like a fancy stuffed toy, but you can make it too. This week, it's a little 3.5-year-old baby, Tarun, who got lucky. Is he ready for us? Let's find out. That's Tarun glued to the television as soon as he gets back from play school. At 3.5 years, the TV is the center of his universe when he isn't cycling his way into curious corners. Let's meet the parents, Mr. Guha Roy, who works out of his residence in this makeshift office as a placement consultant, and Sujatha, an editor with the United News of India. As working parents, the Roys haven't quite figured out a way to provide that special corner to their little bundle of joy, where he can play, explore and grow up in.
Uncle, ki khabe?
Sujatha and her husband's problem is quite clear, that of finding a dedicated space for Tarun to play in. Let's talk to them and find out what are the problems they've been facing so far. Sujatha, how does the house revolve around Tarun on a daily basis?
Actually he started going to school a year ago, so he goes in the morning, and by the time he's back, I'm off to office, and I find that he's not being monitored and he's watching too much TV. And
so Mr. Roy, like Sujatha said, that he sits the whole day in front of the TV. So does he play in the drawing room as well?
He does play in the drawing room, like with his toys, but he wants always that cartoon should be on, whether he's listening to it or not. But his toys are there. The moment I switch off or change the channel, he starts shouting. And
tell me, why haven't you been able to actually find a solution yourself to do this room up?
The life has become so busy as such. Though I'm staying in the house, I have the office in the house. But the kind of job which I'm doing is into placement. One has to be very focused. And I do not like myself to break away from that and come and play here. So we have never been able to find time to take care of this room.
Let's take a closer look at this storeroom we are about to transform into little Tarun's own little den. Sujatha and her husband's problem of not being able to find a dedicated space for their child is a common one faced by many families living in small apartments. So for the solution, let's go over to our guest designer, Madhav Raman. Madhav Raman, a budding designer, would certainly qualify as a tall pillar of interesting contrasts. 3 years into his company Anagram, Madhav has graduated from his passing whim of being a cartoonist to a qualified graphics designer, along with a degree from SPA. Illustrating children's books comes as easy to him as his fancy for smaller schemes within the larger canvas. So let's see what his plans are for Tarun's playroom.
Mr. Roy and Mrs. Roy, you are looking for a place for Tarun to play in. You don't have a dedicated space for him.
since we don't have a proper place for him to play, he seems to be playing mostly in the drawing room, and he is always parked in front of the TV.
Where does he sleep at night?
He sleeps with us.
Okay.
But at some point we would like him to have his own space. We would like him to have his own desk and some place where he can keep his toys.
So you're using this space as a utility room right now?
That's right. We do all kinds of things here. We do the ironing. We actually shouldn't be having the fridge here, but you know, we just kept it here because this was sort of extra space.
Okay. There's a bed over there. Does anyone use it right now?
Just the maid, I mean, you know, when she wants to lie down here in the winter.
Okay, and like for example, this cupboard, what does this have?
This is sort of we put all the clothes which we have to give away. You know?
The interesting thing about this is that you have a space that you want to convert into a playroom right now, but you would like to develop it to become his bedroom later on. For a child, a room of this size is a little out of scale. If you notice, maybe the way Tarun plays is he likes little nooks and crannies, and you know, he is kind of looking at spaces that are much smaller than how you or I would look at it. What we will try and do is to start this room off as a playroom, but create spaces and furniture in a manner in which it can evolve into his bedroom.
Let's take a look at the existing floor plan of the utility room. Even though this room had the best location, it was being used as a dumping ground. A large wooden cupboard used for dead storage was occupying a generous niche. A single bed was lying unused against one wall. Another wall was cluttered and blocked by a huge cupboard, fridge, a clothes stand and some old racks. Shopping for a child's room requires a little bit of extra effort. For example, the furniture or the accessories you choose must not only suit their personality but also their age group. So let's now join our in-house supervisor Shanthan and see what kind of shopping he's doing for Tarun's room. Shopping for raw material and supplies for a small room that needs to cater to a growing child's needs can be a tricky process. So our first stop was for wood and commercial board at Jwala Parshad & Company in Kotla Mubarakpur. We needed wood to lower the scale of the room, new storage and shelves. Instead of picking up expensive teak wood, our designer told us that Marandi wood would prove to be a better and inexpensive option. We picked up 5.4 cubic feet of Marandi wood, which would cost us 425 rupees per cubic feet. The shelves, box cupboards and the box seating our designer told us would be made with commercial board. Depending on the quality you choose, the prices for commercial boards start at 20 rupees. We picked up 6 8x4 boards that cost us 640 rupees per piece. And then it was time to choose light fittings. We found ourselves at the Decon Lights showroom, where we picked up one wall-mounted light called Eyelid, which cost us 1,275 rupees, and two other uplighters called Glass Wall Bracket in Chrome for 760 rupees each. These lights can be purchased at a cheaper price if you have the time to comb local wholesale markets. To make the playroom more exciting, our designer went in for a combination of colors. So armed with our requirements, we stopped off at the Goodless Nerolac showroom, where we picked up 4 litres of Allscape Golden Glaze paint at 255 rupees per litre, 2 litres of Allscape Pumpkin Patch paint at 270 rupees per litre. We also picked up 1 litre of Allscape Heliotrope paint, which cost us 270 rupees per litre. 2 litres of NSE Butterscotch paint came next at 130 rupees per litre. 1 litre of NSE Satin Blue cost us 130 rupees per litre. 1 litre of NSE Tractor Orange paint came next at 140 rupees per litre. We also picked up 1 litre of NSE Golden Yellow at 130 rupees per litre. 1 litre of NSE New Bus Cream at 115 rupees per litre. 1 litre of NSE Bright Blue at 115 rupees per litre, and finally 2 litres of NSE Signal Red at 140 rupees per litre. Now it was time to stop off at the Maspa showroom, where we picked up 2 curtain panels which cost us 850 rupees each, 1 bedspread which cost us 1495 rupees, and finally 2 rugs which cost us 1650 rupees per piece. Shopping for Tarun's room is now complete. Now our team has to begin working in this room. Before we do that, we are going to ask the Roys to play a little game with us. They're going to segregate all the things in this room into 4 piles, that is, things to keep, throw, donate and most importantly sell. Let's take a look at how they do that.
Why don't we start from the bottom?
Armed with our team's plan of attacking all the unattended items at home, Tarun's parents set out to work.
We take the whole thing out.
We gave them half an hour to segregate all these things in their drawing room. It was soon time to carefully sort these items. Several old clothes, kids' toys, shoes, old bottles and much more lay segregated in 4 piles. Piles of things to keep, throw, sell and donate.
A lot of his shoes which have to be given away.
इनका क्या करें?
ये फेंकना है, ये रखना है.
And then it was time to sell all this to a kabadi wala.
हाँ, इनको रद्दी वालों को भेज देते हैं. ये पेपर के कितने लेते हो? किलो 4.5.
Half an hour of haggling and tallying later, Sujata and her husband sold their pile-up spot for 50 rupees.
So what do we do with this money?
Have
some
chicken.
ice creams, chicken.
Ice cream. I think that's better.